Hello and welcome to Blind and Refined, Losing My Sight, Finding My Way. I'm John, sitting here with my guide dog, Gibbs. Thanks for joining us. Have you ever been in a situation where you really needed help but didn't want it? I have, and I'm betting I'm not alone. So today, I'm going to talk about how to avoid getting the help you really need. Wait a minute, let me try that again. Today, I'm going to talk about how to get the help that you don't really want, but you know you need. First, a story. Several years ago, my wife Ann and I went to a restaurant that we really liked with some friends. We noticed that a lady walked in who was blind and she had a guide dog. After placing her order, she got up, took the harness off the dog, and started walking around the restaurant from table to table, introducing herself and her dog. When she sat down again, we went over to her table. When she learned that I was losing my sight, she said,
"The biggest mistake I made was I waited way too long before I went to the state services for the blind."
I was not happy to hear that. I did not want to go there. About a week later, we went to the Office of the State Services for the Blind. In the short time we were there, I learned several things that were really helpful. They had me try out a white cane. I hated it. So yes, I went to a place, learned some really helpful things, but I didn't want to be there. This was part of a pattern in our marriage. My wife would look things up that could help me, and I would say, no. Finally, she came to me one day, and she said,
"John, I've been taking a lot of time and spending effort to find things to help you, but you aren't using it. And you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. This is your problem, and you need to take responsibility for it. And I will do everything I can to come alongside and help you once I see you do that."
Can you believe she said that to me? That ticked me off. But as I thought about it, I realized she was right. Again, by not facing the situation, I was allowing things to get worse. And I began to see that this was not only impacting me, it was affecting my wife and our boys. Why was I allowing a bad situation to get worse? When I started to look around for help, I was surprised by what I found. Just a phone call away, a click away, there were things that were really good. But I had to have the humility to say, I have a problem. I'm not doing so well. Could you please help me? Once I did that, I was blown away by the people, the tools, and the training that was out there. Taking that step also pulled me into a network of relationships with people that were facing similar challenges. I learned a lot from them, and I was able to share from my experiences with them. Slowly, I developed a confidence that I could live with this condition even if it got worse. If you are the spouse, partner, or close friend of a person that's losing their sight or coming to terms with some other unwanted condition, I suggest you tread carefully. Your loved one needs a listening ear and an empathetic heart. They will also need time and space to process what's happening and come to a place of acceptance. And yes, there will be times when your loved one needs to be challenged. Try to do that with patience and kindness. When my wife admonished me, and I can see that was needed at times, she continued to walk with me and be supportive as I struggled to find my way on the path towards change and growth. So my encouragement to those of you who are losing your sight or coming to terms with some other disability is stay on the humble road and ask for help. Look for opportunities to learn and get training. and you will benefit from the huge encouragement that comes from helpful companions. You and the people around you will be better off. Earlier in this broadcast, I asked the question, why was I allowing a bad situation to get worse? I'll explore that question more in our next episode. I'm John, here with my guide dog Gibbs. You've been listening to Blind and Refined. We'd love to hear your feedback and comments at blindandrefined@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.